cool. So I had brought this up a while back, and this is one of the main causes, I think, of me not being homeless at this point and not being able to afford an apartment in this area. It's basically the gentrification of Asbury Park. Now, 10 years ago, I was able to get an apartment. If I wanted to get an apartment in Asbury Park, a one bedroom, I could find one for $900. Now they're like $1,900, $2,000. The problem, is what it has always been. I lived in this happened everywhere. Basically, I lived in New York. I saw it happening in Brooklyn. Red Hook became Carroll Gardens. And prices of homes skyrocketed. Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where I lived for 8 years. Same thing. There were, like in every place in this country, there's the places where they have a little money, and then the places that are would you consider ghetto or inner city or whatever you want to call it. For Lauderdale, there was a lot more segregation than there is in New York, New Jersey, and Florida. I think the two big segregated states. But same thing, and it's what's happening in Asbury now. It's people have lived generations, a couple of generations there, family, being able to afford, an apartment or even own a little house right near the beach in Asbury Park. With the emergence of the Asbury Park Boardwalk area being, Disneyfied. In other words, it's more like Disneyland. It's very pretty and all bright and nice, but you don't really see 10 years ago when I used to go to Asbury Park, it was, it had that cool, maybe something will happen here, but it's sometimes just desolate. Now you go there and it's just it's the same thing that happened in New York with Giuliani. He cleaned up a lot of the areas, so 42nd Street, it was no longer 42nd Street. It was Disney World, and even though it's okay, it's what are they doing there? It's peep shows and people trying to sell you stuff, and but it had a character about it that was, it was like it just popped up. It just became that, with Giuliani pretty, and getting rid of all that kind of stuff in West New York. He made it more into a Disney World, where now it's just kind of Disney World. So what's happening in Asbury Park? It's just the areas where there's lower income, poor people living is just becoming smaller and smaller. On both sides. Deer Lake, all the way up. And you see these homes that were maybe 125, 130,000, 150, at the most, maybe 10 years ago. Now it's worth $750,000 because somebody came in and fixed it all up, and then the next one, and that's what it is that it's people see an area that they think can attract people. Right? Start buying out homes in blocks, starting to really fix them up and really make them more like Ocean Grove kind of a thing, and then kicking poor people out. People had to move and had to move to Lakewood, Toms River, even as far down as Tuckerton, to be able to afford anything. One guy was telling me that his friend owned a house and right by Prospect, I think, Asbury Avenue, Prospect, and he kept on getting bids to sell the house, and he didn't want to sell it. I know, man. Well, if I sell, then I got to go find somewhere else to live, and this is cool for me. I don't want to sell it. Right? So all of a sudden, he got a visit from the city, I guess the inspectors or the city, whatever, telling him that he had a tank in his backyard. They believe he had a tank in his backyard. That an oil tank. They used to bury oil tanks in New Jersey, and it might be causing a problem, a toxic problem. So he would have to have it dug up and disposed of, and in the range of like $10,000-$15,000, depending how big it was. And he didn't have the money to do it, so the city kind of forced him to sell the house. And I wonder how that happened. You know, I mean, when you get a survey of a house, that's when you find out there could be a tank down there. So somebody just called, a friend of the city council, and said, I need this house, man. This is going to be a clincher. If I get this one and the two across the street, then we'll push all the poor people out, and we'll make this whole area, we'll continue the whole, beautifying, it's more like gentrification of Asbury Park. And it's just not Asbury Park, it's also the neighboring towns. So it's kind of like the whole Jersey Shore thing. But really the neighboring towns like Ocean Township, Onamassa, Ocean Grove, Neptune, Bradley Beach, all the same things, And this is what I saw in New York happening. As the apartments became scarce and more expensive in Manhattan itself, the outer boroughs, the edge, right close to the city, those areas that some of them were like real lower income, were boom, beautified. Somebody's been living 2 generations in Manhattan right there, like in Brooklyn right there, close to Manhattan, gets thrown out. Landlord can make a lot more money. So that whole process of doing that has made me not be able to afford. Now I'm from New York and originally and lived in Fort Lauderdale. It's about the only place I've ever lived long term, except New Jersey. The only areas in New Jersey that I would really live, because everything is just so kind of like suburban here, is Asbury Park. They remind me more of a New York place. Not as much, because the only thing open at 12 o'clock on a Saturday night is Wawa's, So, but why am I homeless, right? Yeah, I could go down to Tuckerton. I can go to Lakewood, probably find something I can afford. I can go somewhere else, maybe northwest maybe. I don't have a car, so it wouldn't be very convenient for me. New Jersey, mass transportation doesn't really happen. And I don't want to move. If I gotta move out of these places, well, then I'll just move back to New York, or I'll move down to Florida again, or somewhere where I can feel a little more comfortable. As it is, my artwork and the stuff that I do, I haven't been able to do anywhere long term without them, throwing me out or trespassing. Blah. In New York, I could find spots in New York, all over New York, where I could just do it. And I used to be able to do it. I'm not even sure now to what point you can do it because of Giuliani and the cleaning up of New York that happened, mostly because of him. That continues to this day. But yeah, so that's one of those things that so why are you homeless? Because I would fucking refuse to leave. Okay, I can't afford anything because all these prices. I could afford $900 a month. I can't afford 19. And that's if you even give me, because I don't have my credit is shot, and if you see that I have been, homeless for like 2 years, and you're not going to even rent me the place. So good luck even finding it. So slowly and slowly the poor get pushed out, and the whole area gets revitalized and made into, a moneymaker for, all the uppies that want to come down and start. Asbury Park, you find that they have that new restaurant, they have that new, and that's what they were going for. It's not going to really happen because it doesn't have that much of energy, It does have some, but no, it's not going to get that. But what they have done is they drove the prices up for these homes. Right? They made it impossible for the poor to live there anymore, except that they want to come and clean, right? And it's one of the big reasons that I'm still homeless. And you know what? Yeah, so I can't. It's kind of like after I was here, I would live in Zuccotti Park for 2 months. Right? I can't afford anything in Manhattan, especially in that area, to live. But now I can. And same thing here. You're pushing me out of this whole area because everything's too expensive. And no, you're not gonna push me. I'm sitting in a garbage dump behind a supermarket, and that's it. And I will sit here and wait until I find either affordable housing or get an opportunity to get the hell out of New Jersey and go somewhere else. Right now I got too many court cases, I got too many things that are pending in New Jersey for me to leave. And so instead of going down to Lakewood, instead of going down to I know, no offense to anybody in Lakewood. I mean, the next place, just this area is like, if I told you have to leave your area and go north 30, 40 miles, would you want to do that? Would it be fair? Maybe if it was Asbury Park, right? I can give you an apartment right on the beach. So the gentrification of Asbury Park is another big problem. It continues to happen because the poor. You don't think about it. No, it's only a small percentage of poor. No, it's a big percentage of poor. They just tell you it's a small percentage of poor. There's ones that they don't even count in those numbers, and those are the ones that are suffering the most because they don't participate in any of the things that that makes you accountable. But they're there, and the human beings. And then they're not being taken care of. And you throw them some money once in a while. You give them some food even there. You give them, but again, you're bandaging or trying to help the problem caused by the wealth class. So instead of just doing that, bandaging it up and donating, one can just remove wealth as civilization, and then you wouldn't have poverty anymore, and everybody would be equal. Right? That's the thing. That's the thing everybody forgets when they're not poor. And the ones that aren't poor, middle class and wealth class, those are the ones that control everything. So if you're that and you say, it's not that bad. There's a lot of programs that help. I went to these websites, all these websites that help homeless people. And if I ever get homeless, I'm going to make sure I click on that website. They don't really help. Some of them, you have to be indoctrinated into their religion or their mental health program. See, I don't need mental health. I don't need mental health issues. Maybe the rest of you do. I don't. I'm not crazy. But I am sick and tired of this shit, man. I'm sick and tired of being pushed out because I don't have enough money. Being not seeing other people drive these amazing fast cars, and right now I can't even afford a fucking scooter, which I did buy one this time. I had to have something closer. I need something to get around. And right now the bike is I probably need to get a bike, but I don't like scooters. I like them. So this one won't get stolen or take time, That's another reason I'm kind of broke right now. I didn't want to do that, but I had to. I mean, well, I can't afford a car. And then I don't want anybody to go out there and when you watch this, oh, poor John. But I'm not saying this to get sympathy from you, from me. I'm saying this to get sympathy from every poor person out there. The entire poverty class, the entire homeless class, the entire. What you ignore, middle class, and wealth class knows it. They just don't make a big deal about it, and maybe they won't see, they won't notice it. And then the middle class is just, I don't know. I mean, they're right. I feel bad for the poor, but what are you gonna do? I mean, at least I'm not. Thank God, I'm not. I gotta appreciate that I'm not poor. The thing about reincarnation and karma is that you have to learn both sides of something to understand it. You have to not blame the other person completely. Maybe you could have some anger out, but after a while, you just like, all right, I understand why the person did it. It's not right, but I understand what he did. To understand poverty and to really appreciate it, be poor. I know right now it's the number one problem that you guys put aside for a monetary system and a presidential candidate and whatever other bullshit. The world class throws it to occupy your time and not even notice it. They get rid of us, they get rid of poverty, people just don't tell anybody. It's kind of the way it is. It's the way it is. That nobody wants to think about. World class is new. Middle class goes, yeah, I know it sucks, but thank God I'm not that. In the poor class, I just sit there going, God, please help me, please. So that's what I'm trying to get across here. The identification of National Park had something to do with me not being able to follow the requirement, and now I'm homeless, and now I'm broke most of the time. Why? Because I spend money on things that I would normally not, because I'm fucking sitting on a garbage dump behind a supermarket, in a tent, in a supermarket in New Jersey. And I have really no. This family that wants to take me in. The one sister won't take me in. My girlfriend threw me out of the house. I don't know what else to say. Can you rent me an apartment? Are you on disability? You're not getting let's see. What's your credit score? Okay. And have you had any evictions? Okay. All right. We'll get back to you on that. And that's for $1,900 for a fucking bedroom. So, yeah. See, it's all created by what? And this whole, monopoly of apartments and who gets what and who gets who can afford. Oh, this is a big area now. Until it's not, and then it fills out, and all of a sudden the prices start dropping, and everybody starts going to the new place. So next time the word poor, poverty pops into your head, imagine yourself there, and then think to yourself, what's the solution to this thing? There's only one. There's always only one solution. Everything else is kind of maybe work, and it would work. Okay, yeah, but it did it. How much is it? How much you spend? The one solution There's always the one that has no monetary value, and it is done by the sole purpose of taking care of each human being that is born, Mother Earth, and all planetary life. That's it. Once that's done, then you kind of like connect to the universe's perfection. You go, oh wow, this is great. Until then, you're at odds with it, and one day it's just going to smack you in the face and say, get the fuck off. Namaste. Namaste. Good luck.